Hey y'all, me and Oakley here. It's been like 3 months since I posted. I've just been trying to regroup and reassess where I want to take the channel, and I'll just start off with the conclusion, then you can stick around for the backstory if you want. So I'm going to start posting shorter, more thought out and edited content, like 5 to 10 minute videos, mostly on simple ways to find more meaning in your life. Like the first one I'm posting is titled "Literally One Thing to Make You 1,000 Times Happier," or I've recorded one on how and why I cut back on my alcohol intake, and I'll put the link to that first new one below because it's going live at the same time as this video. So the new content will definitely still be in the original spirit of this channel, like positive content that helps you find more meaning in your day-to-day life, but it'll no longer be podcast anymore, at least for the time being. Maybe I'll do some long-form conversations here and there and experiment with a few other formats and do an occasional hot take on religion or world events or whatever. We'll see. Also, in like a week after I've posted this, I'll just be changing the channel name to my name, Andrew Power. Just kind of own it. So, fair warning before you start wondering why you're subscribed to this new channel name. And now to get into the longer story of what's been going on with the channel. So it originally started as a podcast focused on positivity and how people find meaning in their day-to-day lives, and I really enjoyed doing that, but I posted one podcast a week and clips from the podcast every day for 6 months, and I only had 60 subscribers, which was really demoralizing to say the least. And it's not at all like I was thinking I'd be a YouTube star overnight or anything like that, but the lack of any substantial response was disappointing, and there are probably good reasons for that. Like, most people don't listen to their podcasts through YouTube like I do. I'm just random and weird like that. But Spotify and Apple are just totally different worlds that don't organically promote your content like YouTube does, and I never really figured out how to use them. Anyway, I legit treated the podcast like a part-time job and put in 15 to 20 hours a week for like 6 months because I really wanted to do a good job and for it to become profitable at some point, which thankfully I ultimately did it in the first place because I knew that it would be meaningful even if it never became profitable. But if that were going to be the case, I couldn't keep putting in the same amount of time into things because I gotta do my real job, and provide for a family. So anyway, I'm 6 months in with 60 subscribers. I've posted what I think is my final podcast because I've just decided I probably need to call it quits on YouTube or take an indefinite hiatus because it's just not working out. But at the time, it was in the heat of a crazy and extremely negative election cycle. So I thought, you know what, I'll put together a video on some really positive things I'm seeing regarding the election cycle. So I post one of these videos, and of course that's the one that takes off. It's a long form video and it gets like 15,000 views. I make a follow-up and it gets double that views, and I go from 60 subscribers to like 900. And at some point that was like the dark side, getting that rush of some of your work finally paying off. And I don't know if dark side is even really the right term, because I was legit trying to make positive content about the election cycle, but the comments could be so all over the place and I could get dragged down to the internet's level, and that's not what I wanted to be doing. And I was also worried, is this going to ruin my subscriber base or algorithm? Like, maybe my original subscribers don't really want to see this kind of content. Maybe these new subscribers aren't the ones I really want if they're just interested in kind of sensational political hot topics. And then from there, I shared my story of why I have a hard time being a Christian or an atheist, and that was just a personal project that I wanted to journal out for myself to keep some sort of trace some threads of like what I went through and why I see things as I do today. But as I was journaling, I thought, I wouldn't mind sharing this as like a YouTube video. I know it's intense and overly personal, but I think a lot of people could relate to a lot of what I experienced, and that'd be worth putting out there. So I do that. It gets pretty mixed reviews. There's some really thoughtful, appreciative comments, and then there's a lot of internet religious debaters and things like that. And I thought, oh damn, this channel's really taken a left turn for better or for worse. Like, there's a lot of fights about religion and politics in the comments, and is that really what I want to be doing? So I took a break, and then we had a kid, and that's been great in February, so I'd put all this on hold. Then I decided that I did want to restart things with a new vision, and I like literally restarted and made a new channel, and I've been posting on there weekly for about 2 months, so sorry guys, I've been seeing other people. And again, I was worried that maybe I'd ruined my algorithm and I just needed to start from scratch, but that idea was short-lived. I just deleted it because I think I just want to move forward with the momentum of this channel and all the good and the bad and the ugly of it and see where it goes. So that's a really long way to say that I'm excited about putting out new content, and I'll post these shorter videos weekly at least, and then I have another big project I'm going to post within the next month or two, and it's on why the world isn't as bad as most people think that it is. And my goal is to start traveling to high schools and basically giving this speech to promote dreaming and innovation and optimism. So that's the update, and thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again soon.